Bill Nelson, working harder.
Jeremy David, doing insurance smarter. I want to ask you some questions today about insurance as it pertains to my business, real estate. There are a lot of big companies out there, Allstate, Farmers. How does an independent agent, what makes you guys better?
Sure. Fantastic question. We, as a broker, we offer like dozens of companies that we can take your homeowners out to, your automobile insurance out to. If you have a business, we can shop that for you as well. What we like to do, if possible, is we like to package everything together. It's going to get you the most bang for the buck as far as discounts go.
So when you're shopping, you're talking about different car carriers, different house carriers, so just whoever's got the best deal at a given time?
Absolutely. We look at it on a case-by-case basis, and each individual client is a little bit different. So if you're a higher value home, then we're going to look at one of our companies that tends to deal better with higher value homes, and they kind of cater more toward that clientele. And we go all the way down to the other end of the spectrum, and deal with first-time home buyers.
Well, I want to get into deductibles later, but in shopping the different companies, do you try to keep just only premium coverage on the house? I get into a lot of trouble selling houses that have claims that are messed up.
Right. Absolutely. What we try to do is we try to get the most value for our client that we can get. Standard in Texas right now is a 1% deductible. What we like to do is have replacement costs on the dwelling, replacement costs on your contents, because those are the two coverages that seem to be the most important to people in the event of a fire or some major loss.
Other than the normal things that people insure, what other kind of services do you guys have at your company?
We offer life insurance, health insurance. We also do a certified financial planner, so we offer financial planning services as well. We do work with, as I mentioned earlier, businesses, so commercial insurance, things of that nature.
So, like if I actually had some money, you could invest it for me?
Absolutely.
I need to get
one of these days, Bill.
Let's go into some of the biggest problems that I face in real estate. Roof issues. Half the time we sell a house, we've had 20 hailstorms in the time that I've been in the business. We get the house under contract, the inspector comes out, the house is all beat up. They find out they've got a 2% deductible, that changes the whole equation by $10,000. What should we do there?
So something that we offer and provide for our new clients or prospects that we're working with is we actually go out and we pull what's called a clue report. And essentially what that is, it's a national database that most all your major carriers provide data to. As an agent, we can go out and tap that system. It gives us all the history really for about the past 5 to 6, 7 years on a house, and we can tell our client or prospect we're working with any claims that are.
So if I'm working with a buyer and we know what house we want, you can pull this clue report on it.
Absolutely.
Okay. And on selling the house, when it's got a claim and somebody needs to come out and take a look at the roof, and invariably the people go, well, the insurance company's telling us that this is going to be a claim if we call the adjuster out. So how should they handle that? Should they just go ahead and call them out if the inspector says there's damage?
Definitely. If you've got previous roof damage to a house, obviously you're going to run into inspection issues and closing issues and getting the deal done for you. But more importantly is, the repairs need to be made to that house. There could be further damage. There could be water damage through leaks, in future rains. And I don't know any homeowners that want to buy a problem.
Right. All right. So on the buying side, you're going to work with our lender. If we get you with the buyer quick enough, you're going to work with the lender. How soon do you need to talk to them in the loan process? Normally it's going to take us 20 to 30 days to get the whole thing done.
Sure.
How soon do we need to have them talk to you?
Okay. Basically, a phone call to our office, it'd be nice if it was a couple, 3 weeks before closing.
That always happens that way.
Yeah. It happens sometimes where they come in a day or two before, and we're absolutely able to help those people. But if we can get it a couple weeks or maybe 3 weeks prior to closing, essentially what we do is we take all the client's information, really find out what's important to that client, what they want coverage, if there's any special needs they have. A service that we provide that I think makes us a little bit unique as an agency is that we try to have all of our quotes either turned around that day or within 24 hours.
Gotcha. I've got a question. We had a customer with a catastrophic loss, and it happened when the market was down a little bit. How should people insure their houses to avoid the fluctuations in the market?
Absolutely, yeah, we're seeing that really strong right now. Given the current real estate market, values are down just a little bit. I think you'd probably agree for what you were paying, 4 or 5 years ago for a similar quality and like house. Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to run a replacement cost on that location. The companies really have scientific data on it now, and they can look it up by zip code, by street address. They're running it through. It's a pretty widely used.
The cost of replacing it really doesn't fluctuate with the market as the retail bank.
It has, the common myth out there is that looking on the appraisal district to see what the tax value is. A lot of people think, well, the tax value only shows it, for X, and it really has nothing to do with what it costs. Some of the other things that come into play when you're talking about a claim and rebuilding a house is that one thing a lot of people don't take into consideration is debris removal. You have to have a crew come in. They may have to clean the entire slab, haul all of that debris off, and you could be talking $15,000, $20,000 additional that comes right off the top of the dwelling amount for your
Gotcha.
house.
So before we even start.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Any other? Give me a. Well, here's why my folks use you. Aside from your charming personality.
Right.
Why do I have my folks call an independent versus one of the companies that just has one product?
Right. I really think you like us or use us because of our service. We provide excellent service to our clients. They get a phone call that day. I have staff that are sitting in my office that are answering the phone. When it rings, somebody's going to answer your call. And we do a great job, and that's kind of the way I was brought up. You have a little bit of experience with my family, and that's the way we were raised,
Well,
I guess you could say.
That's awesome. I think that's probably the most common questions I get about this. So, I think we can wrap this one up, and then we'll start a new topic.
Sounds good.
All right, man.
I'm just working for a living. I'm working for a living. Working for a living, and I'm working, taking what they're giving, 'cause I'm working for a living.